Okay, you look like you're live on Facebook.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. This is the council meeting for the 21st of September, 2021. It now having been the hour of 7 o'clock having arrived, I will now call to order the Common Council for the city of Racine. The first item of business is actually the Pledge of Allegiance. If I could ask everyone to please rise and face the east and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. President Tate, did you have any excused absences for this evening?
Yes, Alder Santiago has asked to be excused and Alder Horton expects to be late.
Okay, thank you very much. The next item of business before us is the approval of the minutes from the 7th of September, 2021. This time I would entertain a motion to approve said minutes.
I would move to approve the minutes from September 7th, 2021.
A motion from Alder, second from Alder Jones. Any discussion on that item? Any discussion on the minutes of September 7th, 2021? Seeing no discussion, if everyone could please briefly unmute themselves, we'll go for a voice vote on this item. All those in favor of approving the September 7th, 2021 minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. If everyone could remute themselves, please. And then we will now move on to the proclamation for this month. Usually do this one, but it's particularly prescient the last couple of years. It is a proclamation regarding Coastal Awareness Month. And certainly as the city of Racine has seen its fair share of storms that are more severe and more frequent, and the historically high lake levels that we saw last January, we know how important coastal resiliency is to our community moving forward. And just this week, there was an announcement of partially reopening our bike path as we try to repair the zoo bike path from the storm last year. So let me read this proclamation into the minutes. It's a proclamation for the city of Racine, whereas Lake Michigan and Lake Superior are essential to the quality of life for all residents of Wisconsin, providing clean drinking water as well as enhancing recreational and economic opportunities. Whereas the state of Wisconsin has 15 counties with frontage on Lake Michigan and Lake Superior coasts. And whereas the Department of Administration's Wisconsin Coastal Management Project balances natural resources protection and sustainable economic development along Wisconsin's Great Lakes coasts. Whereas the Wisconsin Coastal Management Council, representing a wide range of state agencies, local governments, tribal government, and the general public with an interest in coastal issues, acts as the advisory council to and sets policy direction for the Wisconsin Coastal Management Project. And whereas since 1978, the Coastal Management Project has been working collaboratively to manage the ecological, economic, and aesthetic assets of the Great Lakes coastal areas. Whereas their work includes ensuring existing programs and policies that affect key coastal uses are where they are implemented and enforced, strengthening local government initiatives for effective coastal management, advocating for a balanced use of the coastal environment, and increasing public awareness so that residents have an opportunity to participate in decisions affecting the Great Lakes. Now, therefore, I, Corey Mason, Mayor of the City of Racine, do hereby proclaim the month of September as Coastal Awareness Month, signed herein. Thanks, everyone. And with that, we will move on to the public comments section of this evening's discussion. Amber, could you please lay out the process and procedure for public comments before we begin?
Of course. Give me 1 second. Sharing my screen. Okay. The public comment segment is an opportunity for citizens to speak directly to the Common Council. Speakers will limit their remarks to 3 minutes. There shall be no dialogue or interaction between the speaker and elected officials or staff. This time is not intended to be a debate or discussion. The Common Council shall not hear personal complaints or attacks against any city employee or elected official or any matter related to an individual claim, citation, appeal, or lawsuit. Profane, disruptive, threatening, or contact that otherwise impedes the safe, orderly, and effective conduct of the Common Council meeting is equally unacceptable during the public comment period. as it is during all other portions of city meetings. When a group of people representing one viewpoint wishes to address the council, one person should be appointed the designated speaker for the group. Candidates for public office may not use this opportunity to campaign for office. Speakers during the public comment period shall follow all rules of the Common Council and ruling of the chair, including a decision to terminate the remarks if the speaker does not adhere to these rules. Public comments shall be limited to the ideas or concerns regarding the city of Racine. There will be one speaker this evening. Mercedes Zinzanletta, 609 7th Street, all aspects of Racine.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here again. Sorry that it's only me. As much as I like to speak with you or visit with you, which I can't, because you can see is the big numbers in front of me as a countdown. So I missed that, and you can watch me as I look at my notes. Anyway, I was a wonderful weekend for downtown Racine. Party on the Pavement, I'd say it was a real success. Considering everything, the weather was wonderful, and there was a fair crowd. Not as many vendors, but I believe everybody who came down had fun and really enjoyed the day and the evening, because it always goes into the evening. So it was wonderful. I hope there were no bad events anywhere, because I haven't seen anything reported. My daughter's been in town to keep me entranced for about a week. She's leaving in 2 days. But that's wonderful. So we've done a lot of things together, and she's done things with friends. But anyway, Party on the Pavement was wonderful. I hope we have more of them so we can have more things for people to smile. Now I'm going to speak about something called coronation. It's a question arises. Somebody put this together, so I'm going to read it to you. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. The question arises. Coronation is initiation into what? What is the specific nature and purpose of initiation? The popular name for a pandemic offers a clue. Coronavirus. A corona is a crown. Novel coronavirus pandemic means a new coronation for all. Already we can feel the power of who might become, we, you and I. A true sovereign does not run in fear from life or from death, which means get out of the fear. A true sovereign does not dominate or conquer. That is the shadow archetype and the tyrant. The true sovereign serves the people, serves life, and respects the sovereignty of all people. The coronation marks the emergence of the unconscious into the consciousness, the crystallization of chaos into order, the transcendence of compulsion into choice. We become the rulers that have been ruled. The new world order that the conspiracy theorists fear is a shadow of the glorious possibility available to sovereign beings, us, no longer the vassals of fear. We can bring order to the kingdom and bring an intentional society on the love already shining through the cracks of the world of separation. Does the concept of a living planet uplift you or inspire you, or is it a disturbing example? Thank you. Consider the words. Stop living in fear. Start giving more love from the city down, and stop mandating fear. Thank you.
Amber, does that conclude our public comments for the evening?
That does.
Thank you, everyone. Well, back to the agenda. The first committee report we will take up for a specific reason, a little bit out of order than usual, but given the vacancy, it makes perfect sense. President Tate, could you please, I assume you will have an item for separate consideration under the committee of the whole report.
Oh, as always, appointments get separate consideration. Item 0764-21, communication sponsored by Alder Tate, myself, to interview candidates and make a recommendation to fill the 9th District Alder position until a special election held in 2022. The recommendation of the committee of the whole was to appoint Terry McCarthy of the 9th District to fill the vacancy. Move to approve.
Second.
Second from Alder Coe to approve the action of the committee of the whole. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing no discussion, when the clerk calls your name, please vote. as you wish.
Alder Rouse,
Aye.
Alder Perez,
Aye.
Alder Taft,
Aye.
Alder Meekma,
Abstain.
Alder Lemke,
Aye.
Alder Coe,
Aye.
Alder Jones,
Aye.
Alder Tate II,
Aye.
Alder Caprillion,
Aye.
Alder Peterson,
Aye.
Alder Horton, Alder West,
Aye.
10 ayes, 1 abstain.
I
Motion carries.
wasn't called.
Oh, I apologize. Alder Pete,
Aye.
11 ayes, 1 abstain.
Okay. Alder McCarthy, welcome back. I don't know if there's anything formally, Amber, we need to do at this point.
I should swear him in.
I can do that for you. Can you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I solemnly swear
Solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Wisconsin,
and the state of Wisconsin,
and that I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and impartially perform
and impartially perform
the duties of Alder of the 9th District
the duties of Alderman of the 9th District
for the city of Racine
for the city of Racine
to the best of my ability according to law.
to the best of my ability, according to law.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Terry.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it, your confidence.
And the once again, Alder McCarthy, would you like to say a few words before we jump into tonight's agenda?
Well, I think everybody's heard enough of me already this evening, so no need for that, except thank you for your confidence, and I appreciate the process, and also thanks to Jennifer Zabel for her participation as well. And she's a great future alderman.
All right. All right, with that, we will move on to the Finance and Personnel Committee report. Alder West, you chaired the last meeting, so we will ask you to give the report if you wouldn't mind, starting with the first item.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. All right, item 0744-21, subject communication sponsored by Mayor Mason seeking approval to enter into development incentive agreement with Hobby Properties LLC regarding the redevelopment of the site located at or near 233 Lake Avenue. Recommendation that the request to enter into development incentive agreement with Hobby Properties LLC regarding the redevelopment site located at or near 233 Lake Avenue be approved. Physical note, the city will be providing a 17-year developer funded TID as well as a $2.6 million developer grant. Sufficient funding exists to pay the obligations associated with the incentive. The developer funded incentive would only be paid if the taxable value returned to the city permits it to be paid in such a manner.
And Alder West, before you make any motion, this is an item where we would go into closed session. If you could read the paragraph just below where it says closed section, so that we could go into closed session, that would be great.
I will do so. Thank you. It is intended that the Finance and Personnel Committee will convene into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute Section 19.85(1)(e) to address matters that for competitive or bargaining reasons required a closed session, specifically a development incentive agreement with Hobby Properties LLC regarding the redevelopment site located at or near 233 Lake Avenue.
Alder West, would you like to make a motion to go into closed session?
I would like to make a motion to go into closed session.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by President Tate II. When the clerk calls your name, please vote as you wish.
Alder Rouse,
Aye.
Alder Perez, Alder Perez.
Aye. Aye.
Alder Taft.
Aye.
Alder Meekma.
Aye.
Alder Lemke.
Aye.
Alder Coe. Alder Coe. Alder Jones.
Aye.
Alder Tate II.
Aye.
Alder Caprillion.
Aye.
Alder Peterson.
Aye.
Alder West.
Aye.
Alder McCarthy.
Aye.
Alder Pete.
Aye.
12 ayes.
Great, that motion carries. We are now in closed session. If we could pause